I am impressed and moved when working people get together to protest things that are done to them that hurt them. We don't have anywhere near enough of that. We'd have a different and better country if workers did this much more often. And for me, as a person on the left, supporting workers when they do that is a kind of basic commitment. I recognize that people with very different political interests than mine, the opposite of mine, also would like to see truckers or any other group of workers go in their political directions. So yes, people who are Nazis, people who are white supremacists, people on the extreme right wing have been celebrating those truckers, hoping thereby to attract their attention. I don't find that acceptable. I want to go in there and fight it. But I do not want to be on the side of a government that represses working people when they peacefully, which is overwhelmingly what they did, protest. So here's what I would suggest is a way to approach this. If a trucker does not want to abide by a mandate to vaccinate, give him an alternative. Test and quarantine. And if he doesn't want to test and quarantine, then he has to go to a medical facility. And he has to go to one that is not the one that people regularly go to, because we don't want to make people suffer who are not afflicted with COVID because somebody else doesn't want to do a mandate. Because that's when the freedom not to do a mandate begins to hurt other people. And we all understand that's a boundary we don't want to cross. Canada has a problem. It doesn't have, at this point, enough clinics, enough medical health facilities to accommodate people who don't want a mandate for don't want a vaccine and don't want even to do the other things that go with it. I would like to respect those people. And you know how the truckers could do that? They could become a movement to protest that there aren't enough medical facilities in Canada. And they want them there so that those truckers, because it's a small minority, the overwhelming majority of truckers in Canada are vaccinated and have not objected. So this small number of people, let's be respectful of them. Let's provide them with an alternative, which we can, a place to go to get care if they get sick that doesn't encumber other people with other problems that are medical from going to their normal facilities. It means you have to have more facilities, which Canada needs anyway, as most Canadians already know. And imagine the support the truckers could get if they led the way for more medical facilities to solve their particular problem and to do something good for the Canadian people as a whole. There would be a way for the left that advocates for better national health insurance to combine that demand with these truckers and make a useful addition to Canadian society. Here's the irony. The right wing's anti-vaxxing, the right wing's anti-government never solves the problem. Those truckers are not going to have their legitimate grievances. And if I had time, I'd go into those with you. Truckers, both Canadian and American, have seen their incomes and their job conditions savagely deteriorate over the last 30 to 40 years under the heading deregulation of truck traffic. That was an excuse for the big fleet owners to rip off the workers, to convert them into these little mini businesses that own their own trucks and cannot afford to compete. It's a tragedy for them. They need sympathy and understanding. Then they'll go in the direction we want with their demands and not be drawn to the other side. The left that doesn't have its own position, that simply endorses wholesale government hostility to and repression of those truckers, will make no friends among them. And remember, the convoy is a tiny minority. The truckers we're really talking to are the vast majority who are vaccinated and who are watching to see what happens with that convoy and who takes what position in relationship to it.